Hello from Antigua, the gateway to the Caribbean, they sometimes call it, for highlights of this Super 8 game between Australia and Bangladesh. Great frustration here in Antigua. There was so much rain yesterday, and then overnight the play was delayed until 2:30. Let's have a quick reminder of where the teams are regarding the table in the Super 8. The relevance is Australia at the top, unbeaten in the 2 games that they've played, and with a net run rate that can only get better and better if they continue to play the attacking cricket that they are playing. And Bangladesh yet to get going in the Super 8s. We've got revised playing conditions, of course, for a 22-over match. The bowlers 2 can bowl 5 overs, 3 can bowl 4 overs. The power plays 9 overs, just 1 9-over power play at the start of this 22-over contest. An extremely good-looking surface. I suppose the only question mark was with the moisture about whether there'd be anything in it for the new ball bowlers, but that is a hard and shiny surface. It looks a good one for the batsman. Ricky Ponting threw the coin in the air. Habibul Bashar called wrong. Ricky Ponting won the toss. He chose to field, citing the fact that there might be a bit of moisture about. There's his side, incredibly strong. They're unchanged. The seam bowlers may get something out of the surface, so expect McGrath and Bracken and Tate and Shane Watson to do their bit. There's Bangladesh. What a gifted set of young cricketers they are. Tamim Iqbal impressed against India. There are some old hands there. They're an interesting mix. Look out too for the young wicketkeeper Mushfiqur Rahim. He's a handy cricketer. So we're quite excited about the contest ahead of us. We'll join the commentators, who are Damien Fleming and Ian Smith.
Interesting to see how much swing Bracken gets early on. There has been swing here at Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. So it's all set. New ball in his hand, Nathan Bracken. He'll be looking to shape the ball away from Tamim and Hafiz.
Here we go. 22 overs aside, and Nathan Bracken has the first save for Australia. Just angling down leg side. Interesting just to see if there is anything for the bowlers, because let's not forget it's 2:30 in the afternoon local time. We're starting 5 hours later than we normally would. The pitch has been uncovered all this time, so that's been baking in a pretty hot sun. There's been a bit of a breeze as well. So will Bracken get it to swing? It's a big key here, and not so far it seems.
Well, Ian, it would have been interesting to see what the umpires had done if the outfield was fine. The pitch was a little bit damp when we first got here this morning, but it would have been pretty much close to starting on time. So you're right, it's had 5 hours of sun. Those first 2 balls from Bracken have gone pretty straight.
Well, Ricky Ponting here has been talking with Aleem Dar all morning, and we'll just have a little look at something in a minute. That's a straight on through as well. First time he gets the ball in his hands, Ricky Ponting. I'm not sure if he's got on that well with Aleem Dar, but this is what happened. Ponting picks it up to throw at the other end, and Aleem Dar it's underground.
No, it's just a bit of a sign of affection from Ricky Ponting there, backing up there, just making sure Aleem's on his toes. Well, off his toes for a minute there.
First runs down the ground, well fielded. Hogg did beautifully there. He cut it down to just a single, but Bangladesh are underway.
And the 100th one-day game for Brad Hogg, significant milestone for him. An excellent fielding there. He's diving with his non-dominant hand, his right. See a good shot of it here. He's still very agile in his mid-30s, Brad Hogg.
Oh, that's close. It's in the end a pretty good leave, but that's judging a pitch that we don't know too much about. Just bounced enough, and McGrath showed some interest there. Got to be very careful. Tamim.
Oh, jeez. Sort of has half left that, and he's done it on length. Taking a chance still early in the innings to do that. See the beautiful seam there from Glenn McGrath.
Methinks Bangladesh have not played too much 20-over cricket.
What's his intentions here, you reckon, Smithy? maybe play a few shots. Glenn McGrath's taken a wicket in his first over 3 times this tournament, and at this stage it looks like he might either go for a 6 or get a catch in the circle there. Tamim played beautifully against India, 51 off 53 balls. Looked like he was very, very strong through the offside. Might be better backing away to the leg side and opening up that offside field.
Well bowled. McGrath is right on target here, and I think that might be one of the reasons, you know, why Ricky Ponting's gone to him, because he probably thinks in a 22-over situation, if it doesn't get away from you in the first 4 or 5, you've basically got it under control, and he knows he can trust McGrath in that he can bowl to a field, bowl to a plan. He's very worried about the square leg situation, so he's brought up fine leg now and stationed a man way back, Michael Hussey, about 3 metres off the fence at deep mid-wicket. Pushes also Michael Clark out to the circle and brings Bracken up to be a catcher. So this is the last ball of the over. This is very good captaincy to protect what's been a good start from McGrath. And they get a single, and Australia will be delighted at their start. 2 overs gone here, and Bangladesh just 2 without loss. Oh, gets it finally. The Hart will take a catch, and his 100th match. Straight away, Bracken gets through. No timing at all there. He may have held it back. Had to really reach for it. Got it on the end of the blade. And that was easy for Hogg. A special celebration for him.
And well bowled by Nathan Bracken. Not much swing there for him, so he bowls his off-cutter slower ball. Bowls it wide. Tamim playing a pretty entertaining shot there. Just not finding the middle of the bat. And Brad Hogg accepting an easy catch there. So celebration for the Australians. First wicket down. Tamim on his way for 3. Bangladesh 4 for 1.
Facing Bracken. That's a delightful shot. Now that's a beautiful cricket strike. Hogg's going to take on the sawdust down here below us, and he'll win the race. They'll scamper back for 3. Good running, Bangladesh. Just goes to show there is room for cricket in 22 overs of batting.
This is a superb start by Aftab Ahmed. Hasn't tried to overhit the ball. Just nice and balanced. It's through the line. Nearly punched it all the way for 4. And good aggressive running too. That's a nice start for him. McGrath taking the new ball for the first time at this tournament is right on the mark again. It's been a feature of his game throughout his career. Just the one ball that was hitting the stumps there. All the rest probing around middle and off stump on a good length. The batsman having to hit on the up.
Good running. Very daunting prospect this, you know, for Bangladesh, I feel. I mean, just such a young squad, and all of a sudden they're up against the giants of cricket, and there's no room to manoeuvre. That's why I think it counts against them. I know it does sort of cuts down the odds a wee bit, and that you've got so few overs and so many wickets in hand, so you should look to be quite positive. But I just feel the experience of the situation and the fact that, you know, they're taking on the giants of the game, who can adjust ever so well. Here's McGrath. He's cleaned him out. That's a beautiful piece of bowling. Magnificent. And that is a milestone for Glenn McGrath. With that, he equals the great Wasim Akram in World Cup cricket.
And he knows it as well, Glenn McGrath. Can just about name every dismissal he's got in international cricket and how he set up the batsman. And this was a good ball. Said last over, that's just the one that was going to hit the stumps. This is his first real full-length ball, a Yorker, executed beautifully. Hafiz getting yorked on his way, so the experience of McGrath again, too much there. So Hafiz now on his way for 1. Bangladesh in trouble, 8 for 2.
be another one, but there may well be an ice pack on the foot for Aftab after tonight, because that one nearly knocked him off his perch.
Up to 90 miles an hour, second ball from Tate, and this is what he bowls a lot of. Tries to get into the block hole with the odd bouncer as well. No swing for Tate. Can be a prodigious swing of the ball back home in Australia when conditions suit.
Oh, beautifully played. That's superb. That leg side line is punished. Tate's got to get it right for a skipper.
Sensational shot this. Yes, drifting into leg, but it's the timing and the balance. Aftab Ahmed hasn't got a lot of runs this tournament so far, but he started beautifully here against the Australians. Not that short either. Helps it on its way. Aftab Ahmed looking good straight away. Started off with a 3 first ball.
Short mid-wicket, 1 slip only. Power play still in force. 9 overs today. 4 more. Should race away this. It's a slow outfield. In fact, it might not get there. The Aussies might run this down. Ponting gets there. It's very damp in that part of this stadium today. It's been one of the problem areas. Normally that would have been 4.
Good shot again. Tate drifting onto the pads. He needs to straighten up here. Maybe the option of bowling a bouncer just to get himself through the crease, but that's good power again. Safe shot. Ahmed off to a bit of a flyer, 11 off 6 balls. And he's done it by not walking around the crease or advancing like we saw from Tamim and Nafiz.
Over the top, and they'll get away. That's 6, I think. I think that's gone the whole way. It was superbly placed. The man at third man racing round had no chance. This is expensive stuff for Shaun Tate.
Alamdar just signalling 6, a roar from the crowd. And it was a nice shot. Opened up the face, using the pace of Tate to get it all the way over the fence, all over the rope. So pressure now on Shaun Tate. Bowling quick. Needs to get back on target.
Aftab uses his feet. He'll be gone too. What a great catch. Oh, it's Bracken's height that was a great asset for him there. A shorter man wouldn't have got within Cooey, and he's hauled in a beauty.
Well, in Aussie rules terms, that was a specky. Well caught above his head. Nathan Bracken, 6'4" in height, has had to use all his leverage to bring that down. Aftab Ahmed, who started beautifully, hasn't got the leverage, and that's an excellent jump. So not only the batsmen, good athletes in the Australian team, the big quicks can jump as well. And Aftab Ahmed, bright little innings, comes to end, out for 11. Bangladesh in real strife, 25 for 3.
That's pretty good by anybody's standards. Memorable stroke from Ashraful.
He's a very small man, Mohammad Ashraful, but never afraid to take on the big fast bowlers. On the up, premeditated, I'm sure. And a good enough pitch to play these kind of shots.
This should be out. Ricky Ponting is underneath it. He catches anything, that guy. That's a crucial wicket. Mohammad Ashraful, the gunner.
Once again, the Bangladeshi fans would be terribly disappointed. They have a big hope in spite of his inconsistency as a batsman from Mohammad Ashraful. And you were talking about Glenn McGrath's cricketing brain. You'll see this over had everything, different lengths of ball. The ball before this one was a Yorker, and then a good length delivery, tempting him to go over mid-on. A well-judged catch by the captain. 4 wickets gone now for Bangladesh. The 8th over, 37 for 4. Well, you'll see how Glenn McGrath has actually deceived Mohammad Ashraful. It's more or less a similar delivery that was hit over short extra cover. Just the pace was taken off, and you can see the same intentions from Ashraful. He was looking to it on the offside through the covers. Ball just coming slower off the pitch because of that off cutter. You'll see here. Took the pace off the ball just a bit too early in the shot. Didn't see that little deceit.
That's nicely placed. Lovely, elegant little stroke. Simons-Clark combination doing the fielding. There can't be a better combination of fielders in the game than Andrew Simons and Michael Clark.
Quite right. Injury problem is coming into this World Cup for Andrew Simons. Still not quite 100%.
Must be bad on it, must be bad on it. A bit of overexcitement from Shane Watson, who's also improved. His bowling speeds changed quite dramatically throughout a spell. Because he wasn't getting swing over the last couple of years, when he's really begun to become a regular Australian one-day player, he's had to find something else to make the batsman think, and it's changes of pace and length are the two things that he's really worked on. So when he is back of a length, he hits the bat hard, and when he's full, he can take the pace off the ball cleverly with different slower balls. It's just what you got to do with the game as it is today. Bangladesh 39 for 4. Just not quite timed. That's been Saqib's problem. On the short balls, the ball's hitting the splice. And when he's looked to drive, he just hasn't quite got himself into the right position. It's an enormous pressure, this, to come into a 22 over game and take on this top-class team. He's finding it difficult. 14 from 21 balls is not the stuff of 22 over cricket.
Well, he said 180 would be a good score at the time of toss.
Hang on, we got a problem. We got a real problem here. Shane Watson, who has a history of injury problems, cannot complete the over. I've no idea why. We haven't seen him limp at all. We haven't seen him pull up. Let us hope this is nothing more than a precaution, because oh dear, he's almost like a coiled spring, so tight, so prepared, so ready, and so desperate physically and mentally to fulfill his career with Australia that you sense he could go at any minute. And has he gone? Has he gone? He had that hamstring problem. It lingered throughout the whole of the Australian summer. He was due to play. I think he loses it in his run-up a bit there. And then he's hopping and a skipping. And he's a grimacing too. The hamstring problem was why he didn't play in the first test in Brisbane against England. He was picked to do so. And the whole rehab period was drawn out. He tried little comebacks, it didn't work. Here's Andrew Simons replacing Shane Watson. Simons has 2 balls to bowl to complete the over. We've just had news through from Asad Rauf, who's working with Rudy Kutson as the 3rd and 4th umpires, that the communication is that he has a calf strain. So they've picked up what Alim Dar's told him out in the middle. They've all got communication to each other. Calf strain, not a hamstring strain, is what we hear. Overdone, it's 45 for 4. Brilliant work from Gilchrist, who decides not to ask the question. A wide called by the umpire at the bowler's end. Alim Dar says wide. That's how good the wicket keeping was from Gilchrist. And always difficult off such a full length. That half volley take isn't easy.
Oh, difficult one. He's put it down. Very often we've seen the dipping full toss from the leg spinner. It's a left arm Chinaman bowler. Great opportunity for the catch, but he misses it.
Oh, yes, Georgie.
Very unusual. Hogg, one of the better fielders in the Australian side, especially off his own bowling. Like an extra fielder when he's bowling, covers a lot of territory. Got a wicket with a full toss the other day, and almost like he wasn't expecting it.
He's looking for the second, Saqib Al Hasan. He'll just get the single. So it's a great opportunity for Australia to up the net run rate a bit.
His reaction time, 0.54 seconds. He had to catch that ball.
Big edge. And he's got to go. Saqib Al Hasan, who's looking good for 25, but Shonted, this wicket will do a world of good for his confidence.
Not the best of deliveries either from Shaun Tate. It was wide and full of off stump, allowing Saqib to free his arms through the ball on it. All he could do was manage a fine edge. There it is there, almost off the toe of the bat. Adam Gilchrist does the rest. And relieves Shaun Tate. Hasn't been at his best today, but he does pick up the wicket of Saqib for 25. Bangladesh 65 for 5.
Brad Hodge is the substitute fielder for Shane Watson. It's a much better shot. Hasn't timed it too well. Aussie does the fielding, which is a single. That's the wrong one. Hasn't picked it. Gone through with the shot. Habib Al Basha will pick up 2.
There's the wrong one from Hogg.
A lot of support for Bangladesh. They deserve it. Nobody expected them to qualify. Played good cricket in Trinidad.
What's some baseball lyrics at him, Joe?
Murtaza has struck it well. Has got enough to get the distance. Much needed boundary for Bangladesh.
What a shot. Glenn McGrath saw him backing away to the leg side and followed him with a short delivery. That was a bit of a tennis shot. Cross-court forehand. Hit it with enormous power. Man, at deep square leg had no chance. Right, Hussey doing the fielding. Interesting field. He's got 4 people in the ring on the offside and everyone deep on the leg side. So maybe looking to bowl middle and leg stump. He's hit that very, very well. Long and straight. 6 runs.
He's a good striker, Ashrafi Murtaza. He's moved quickly to 19. A good intelligent shot. Leaning back on the drive to get the elevation. It's a big round. It's a strong man, gets the distance as well.
Second 6 of the innings. Not quite getting his length right, Andrew Simons. Murtaza good enough to get over the line for 6. Another single to the Bangladeshis. Doing Adam Gilchrist's job there.
Straight to Ponting. The slower delivery again doing the trick. It's got to go. The captain, Habib Al Basha.
Yeah, slower ball from Nathan Bracken. Basha hit this very well. Unfortunately, it was straight to Ricky Ponting at mid-wicket. Just holding it back, straight out of the middle of the bat. But unfortunately, straight to Ricky Ponting. He doesn't drop those. So Bashar, the skipper, has to go for 24, 97 for 6.
Just 18 years of age, very early in his one-day international career. Best of 57. He's got the ability, and just the 4 balls remain in this innings. Running the first one hard and sensibly settling for 1.
Is the last dismissal. The skipper Bashar struck it well. Ricky Ponting doesn't drop those normally. Good reward from Nathan Bracken. Bowled beautifully again today.
The change in pace. And the red one is a slower delivery. A bit of inside edge. The fine leg is within the circle. A much needed boundary.
Hundreds up for Bangladesh, and it came from an inside edge. Fine leg up. Unfortunate for the bowler. Didn't do a lot wrong. Inside edge. Adam Gilchrist couldn't quite get to it.
Again, the variation in pace even in the last over that he's bowled, it's been remarkable. Again, as a batsman, you never get used to what the bowler's doing. Look at the change in pace. The first delivery was a lot quicker. It's the white one. The slower delivery is what did the batsman in Habibul Basha. Another Yorker to finish it off. Single off the last ball of the 22nd over. It's 104 for 6. Bangladesh, they were put into bat after Australia won the toss and decided to field first. They've done a very good job. Ricky Ponting will be happy with his bowlers. All the bowlers except for Sean Tate. First over, he was very expensive. The others have done a good job.
Ricky Ponting just maybe saying what sort of roller he wants on the wicket. But he'd be very happy with their team's performance so far.
Bangladesh won't be at all pleased with that. There was too much indiscretion early on and it cost them dear. It was almost as if they thought this was a 10-over match, not a 22-over match, and it took Habibul Basha and Mushrafa Murtaza at the end of the innings there to bring some respectability to the score, but it's hard to believe that 104 for 6 will test the Australians. Typically, the bowlers were on the mark, not just with lengths and lines, but with slower balls and with Yorkers in tight at the toes at the pressure point of the innings. 5 overs, 3 for 16 for Glenn McGrath, who passed Wasim Akram as the man who's taken the most wickets in World Cup cricket. Nathan Bracken was very good too, as incidentally was Sean Tate in his second spell. There will be concern, though, over Shane Watson, who went off with a calf injury and couldn't even finish the over that he was bowling. The target then for the Australians, 105 to win it at a rate of 4.7 an over in the 22 overs that they've got. Frankly, we can't see that testing the Aussies on this very good pitch. We'll see when we come back. The preeminent team in the world, and right now, arguably, perhaps not even arguably, the preeminent batsman in the world, Matthew Hayden. Certainly in this World Cup, he's taken it by storm. He's played magnificently on this field. And with him is the man, we might call him, the man who redefined the way that one-day cricket could be played, to be a wicket-keeping all-rounder, to come in and open the batting and play the strokes that have thrilled everybody the world over. He's almost 2 cricketers in one. Adam Gilchrist, he'll be on strike to Mushrafa Murtaza, I should say, who's a handy bowler. Let's not underestimate what Bangladesh can achieve here. They've got a useful bowling attack. The pitch looks good, and we're ready to go.
Problem for Bangladesh here is that one, they haven't got a very big score. That's quite a major problem. But two, also they've got 9 overs of power play that they have to manufacture some sort of protection for their bowlers. And when you're trying to protect against Gilchrist and Hayden, it is just nigh on impossible. This is a young attack. Okay, Mortaza's a very good bowler. They've got some players on the improve, but this is really tough for them. And if Gilchrist he gets in the mood, and Hayden for that matter, I'm sure is almost powerless.
The thinking's right though. The move to get Mortaza to bowl around the wicket straight away, there's a lot of sense in that, particularly at Adam Gilchrist.
It's been used by most bowlers around the world at certain stages. Try and cut down that angle, bowl a ball into him rather than free up that area square on the offside where they've got 2 players as it is protecting. Gilchrist times that to perfection, finds no gap.
Be great to time a ball like that here and there, wouldn't it?
Just once in your career. Yeah. Just once. So I got that exactly right. Cover drive.
Through extra cover. No, I don't mean over square leg. And now he's found the gap too. Equally good off front and back foot. And with Ashraful who gives strike. So Australia are away. I like the pitch here, I really do. I think against the West Indies, that Australia West Indies match, I thought that was a extremely good pitch. The one against New Zealand was a little bit damp to start with, but I like the way it's been prepared. I like the way the grass is rolled into the surface. It's a traditional way to prepare pitches in the Caribbean. It almost shines at you, this pitch, and encourages you to get out there and play your strokes and bowl quick and get your fingers round the ball. It's wonderful to see a new cricket ground be able to produce an old Caribbean pitch.
I mean, we started so late in the piece here today, 2:30. It's almost like starting a day-night international in Australia, where the pitch is exposed to the sunlight for a great period of time throughout the day. Your covers come off, what, 8 in the morning? Plays well.
Didn't carry. Nowhere near did it carry. It's an excellent delivery from Mortaza.
It was a good piece of bowling. But the pitch, it never swung. It never swung. The atmosphere was clear by 2:30 in the afternoon, as you would expect. It never swung an inch for Bracken, who relies on a little bit of that. He never got anything for that. Neither did Tate. He tried to angle the ball in it to leg stump and get it to swing away. Well, he bowled a lot of wides, Sean Tate, because the ball just didn't give him any assistance at all. The pitch is good, and so it should be, because it had protection.
Another nice little place for Adam Gilchrist. And at the end of the first over, it's 5 for no wicket.
Now, here is Tapash Baisha making his first appearance here in this World Cup.
And he won't forget his first ball. The very great batsman has eased him away through extra cover. Well, they've signalled 4, in fact. They haven't even bothered to disturb the third umpire. A glorious stroke.
Well, unless Bangladesh pick up a wicket or 2 and just put some caution into the Australian camp, we might not be here for too long. And that's not being disrespectful, because when they're chasing this kind of total, the Australians can be brutal against any attack in the world. They just have no fear. The one thing they will do better than Bangladesh did is run between the wickets more aggressively. I thought Bangladesh at times were very hesitant.
It's a very young Bangladesh side. We've both alluded over the past hour or so, or hour and a half, to the fact that only Habibul Bashar and Mohamed Rafiq at 34 and 36 respectively have experience. The next oldest in the side is 24. And we've got a couple of teenagers to go with a couple of guys who are 20. Oh, no, no, you can't miss Adam Gilchrist. You can't. It split him almost exactly.
Well, for Baisha, this could have been a dream re-entry into the Bangladesh side, and that went past at a catchable height. The keeper, he had just gone the wrong way. His balance had gone to his right foot. He couldn't get it back to the left in time, and it went past him. That was there for the taking. It would have been a very good catch, but it was one he should have at least got his hand on.
Mushfiqur Rahim, one of those young cricketers, 18 years of age. And he was late on that. And another edge from Adam Gilchrist. He drops his head as he begins to jog the single. But a very good line by Tapash Baisha.
Yeah, well, he wasn't quite to the pitch of that, Adam Gilchrist, but didn't stop him going through with the shot. And yes, he just says that's 2 mistakes in a row. Both have gone unpunished. 2 errors in judgment, really. Bangladesh have given him another life, which you cannot afford to do.
Hayden on strike to Mataza. And he has a waft. It's not completely one-way traffic here at this Sir Vivian Richards cricket grounds.
Sort of give you the impression they're here for a good time, not a long time, the Australians, in chasing this. And they should be too. Just talk very briefly about the importance of run rate and how it may well come into play later in this competition. The uncertainty of the weather of late has added to that.
A lot of people think Hayden drives hard at the ball and in the air. England proved that at times, but if you bowl short and wide, the modern Hayden will thrash you past point.
Well, it's a terrific shot. It really is a magnificent example of how you play the ball square of the wicket. Now, that hasn't always been a huge feature of Matthew Hayden's game. In fact, it's been one of the biggest things he's brought into his game, is all-round play. And he's played that square drive, actually walking at the bowler. Terrific.
That'll go for 4. There's no stopping anything just down the leg side. Pity, it's the first poor ball from Tapash Baisha.
Well, it makes it a really poor ball when you've got your fine leg up inside the circle in a catching roll. You've just simply got no protection in that area. You've got a man back at deep backward square, but no one fine. Captain's nightmare.
Super lightweight pads, I'd guess. That is perfect. What a player.
Well, he always seems to have a free license, but when you're only chasing so few, the degree of the free license increases, I suppose. And flash pads, the new flash pads are alongside, the front one is alongside the line of the ball, and then the bat just comes through beautifully. Superb shot.
And again, Gilchrist down the ground with gorgeous timing.
Now then, poor old Baisha is really starting to hate his wicketkeeper at this point. Should have had Gilchrist in the last over, and now he's punishing him for it. And that wasn't that bad a ball. It was just trying to get it up there. Gilchrist waited and turned it into sort of a long half volley, but he just went and he just hung there waiting for the ball, and then just dropped his hands over the top of it. Just looking at those pads, they look as if they've got sort of a flexibility part of it around about the knee. It's almost like he's got another pad just inserted into the top of his wicket-keeping pads. I know that's not the case. They look, they've got 3 straps on the back, so they're definite batting pads. But interesting, isn't it? The makeup of them. tended to bend around more in the shape of the knee than other pads.
That's a good over for Adam Gilchrist. It's 34 for no wicket. No stopping that either.
See, that's where I wonder about, you know, this field placing, particularly to a bloke bowling around the wicket. It makes it very hard. He drifts into the pads, he's absolutely gone. Guy way back at to deep backward square has not really been employed, and the man at fine leg has been in the action but not in the action, if you sort of get my drift. Too close to stop that kind of pace off the bat.
Drives down the ground and through extra cover, plus 2 leg dances. They're the 5 fours hit by Adam Gilchrist. Useful time at the crease, 31 from 19 balls. And you get guys like this in form. I mean, if Gilchrist finds his best form to go with Hayden and Ponting, who are certainly in theirs, it is formidable to play cricket against. Good running. Good running. Hayden supremely fit. And they say that the boys went for a swim off St Vincent and he swam around a nearby island. Does everything. He loves to fish. Great surfer, and of course he's written a cookery book. Unlike Booney.
Oh boy, that's hit. That is hit. That's 6. On the up. Magnificent blow. The bully. That's a bully shot.
It's almost becoming the signature of Hayden's game too. To hit the ball from a good length at off stump over mid-on for 4 or 6 with such authority. Something that borders on an arrogance in his game. But it does tell you how good he is, how strong he is, how quick to pick length he is. He likes to come at you. He's always edging down the pitch to take you on, and that's how he was 4 or 5 years ago. He seems to be back into that irrepressible form. 50 on the ball. Bit of a problem there for Tapish Boysha.
Don't blame Matthew Hayden for showing some concern. Just to posit him over long on for 6 and got a nice gentle full toss the next ball. Be wanting to keep going, I would imagine. Most batsmen would, but it doesn't look like he will be. So we could lose our second bowler in the match. Shane Watson, of course, with a strain to his left calf, we understand.
Oh dear, he certainly can't finish the over. Thrown away the ball in disgust. Tapish Boysha will not finish this over. There's just 1 ball left in it. Habibul Bashar will have to find somebody else to bowl it. That is the second bowler to leave the field this match.
There he goes. Matthew Hayden picks up another boundary, making sure he kept that ball over the fielder at mid-wicket.
Bit fuller this one from Razak. Matty Hayden just showing brute force, really. Swipe across the line, pick this gap at mid-wicket.
37 runs needed to win of 12 overs. So this is the way Shane Watson walked off Greg.
Yeah, very disappointing. He missed a lot of the Australian summer with a hamstring injury. And I think he realises probably how serious it is. Got back into the team playing well.
Well, he's got it through. Has he got the power to get the ball through to the rope? It's a slow outfield, but yes, Gilchrist has hit that well. Another boundary. Nicely crafted, actually. It's just gone over the fielder. And he'll pick up his second consecutive boundary in that area.
It looked like he wanted to go long and far this particular. I think he was going for the maximum there, Matthew Hayden. In the end, probably just beaten a little bit in flight and changing his mind, hitting it through mid-wicket.
He's hit that well, maybe just wide enough and long enough for maximum. What a way to get to 50. Beautiful shot.
Fantastic shot. Adam Gilchrist going inside out, acknowledges his teammates and the crowd. 50th one-day international 50 for Adam Gilchrist. Down the wicket, inside out. There's a man at deep mid-off. And there's a catch in the crowd, falling over the seats.
He's got it through. Mohammad Rafiq is pretty quick in the air. When he's wide, he's always going to be picked up in that area. So another boundary, and Australia getting to that target very quickly now. Just 13 runs needed. It's a big one. It's a Matthew Hayden special. It's gone on the first tier. And it's a big ground. We've been telling you it's a big ground.
That's a massive hit, Matthew Hayden. It is a big ground. It's gone a long way. And I think we had a catch.
That can be dangerous if you get a bit too excited. Trying to catch one that is not close to you. Very nice to see that he was quite composed. Finally, it was in the armpit, but that it doesn't matter. Here's another one. And it's gone sailing into the crowd again. And the game is over. Matthew Hayden does it. Just short of 50. 47 not out to him. Gilchrist 59 not out. And Australia have won once again. So not a good start for Bangladesh in the Super 8s. It was a curtailed match. 22 overs aside. Another handsome win for the reigning world champions.
Too good, the Australians. Devastating stroke play from Adam Gilchrist at the beginning, and then Matthew Hayden right at the end. Such power and timing and grace, it has to be said. Those are wonderful 6-hit strikes. 106 then they made, and they had all of their wickets intact. A splendid performance by the Australians. It was hard going for those bowlers, though Tapash Boysha was a bit unlucky not to get Gilchrist caught at the wicket. A low chance to the wicket-keeper Rahim. Difficult day for Bangladesh. They're completely outplayed by the Australians, having lost by 10 wickets in this 22-over game. The man of the match was Glenn McGrath. Delightful yet again to see a bowler get the award. He's tidy, he's record-breaking, he's one of the best that's ever been, and it's almost unbelievable to think that he's retiring at the end of this World Cup. That's just about it from us here in Antigua. We're delighted to have got away with some cricket this afternoon. Frankly, when we arrived, we doubted that we would. Australia dominant. They've beaten Bangladesh by 10 wickets and they're heading up the group in the Super 8s of the World Cup. Goodbye.